Matt told us that you'll play at least some on Saturday. What do you think the benefit is of you and the starters getting some time in preseason?
Yeah, I think just getting back on the field, getting those live reps again, and just getting back that feel of being in the game.
How much do you like that you're getting that opportunity in that first preseason game to play? Because you don't always see that with starting quarterback.
Yeah, I think it's different, but I'm excited just to be able to get back, get the feel of the season getting started. So get out there, see how long we're out there. But anytime you get to be on the field, I think it's a good opportunity. Work on things, get better, things like that.
You kind of hoping to go crush this first preseason test, so you don't have to do it in Denver and Baltimore.
Hopefully, yeah.
Is that ideal?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Did you want to play in this first preseason game? Did you have kind of a say in that, or?
No, Matt came with kind of what the plan is for the preseason. I agree with how we kind of laid it out. So, I think be able to just go out there, get your feet back wet, and like I said, just get that feel of the live game back, that feeling.
With Ryan's question, is that on the table? If you put in some good work, do you get to sit out in future preseason games the rest of the year?
I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully.
Jordan, Tucker didn't really take off till Luke went out last year. With him coming back, what do you think year two can have in store with both of them on the field together?
Yeah, I think it'll be great. Obviously, Tucker's been hurt going throughout training camp, but I think just having both of them out there, having both of them on the field at the same time, those are two explosive tight ends where, Tucker really, like you said, made a name for himself at the end of the season just in his playmaking ability. So I think it's, the sky's the limit for both of those guys, and when we have both of them on the field, I think we can do a lot of really cool things with both those guys and put some stress on the defense, and then, have one of those guys vice versa at different times. Will be good to have interchangeability right there with those guys. So it'll be great to have him back.
Jordan, as good as Romeo has been, is it almost like stunning when he actually drops one like he did today? He's been so consistent.
Yeah, I think that's the great part about Rome is just his consistency, his hands, the way he snags the ball. But at the end of the day, there's going to be plays like that, and I think it's on him to how he responds and is able to bounce back. But things happen. I miss throws, receiver drop passes. It's better to get it out during practice, though, for sure.
You hit two scramble plays to your right out of the pocket for big gains today, one to Wicks, one to Watson. How much of an emphasis have you put in your game of growing that passing game when you flush and you get out of the pocket for finding big plays? How much of an emphasis have you put on that?
Not a huge emphasis. I think that's kind of just the part of the game where plays just break down, things go off schedule, and you just got to be a playmaker. Receivers got to find the voids in the defense, the holes, whether they're getting covered, and they can keep working it, or they can just find a hole and sit down. And that's part of my game where I just got to be able to find a lane to get out and keep my eyes downfield and find those guys. But I think it's one of those parts of the game that we're obviously going to continue to grow and work on in practice because. It's just one of those things where it's a feel thing. Receivers got to have a feel of where the open voids are. I got to have a feel of if they're going deep, if they're shutting it down, if they're sitting in a hole. And am I running? Am I keeping my eyes downfield to find a receiver? But at the end of the day, I think that's just the off-schedule playmaking ability that I have, and I'm excited to keep building upon. But, I think it's not something that you work on and try and emphasize doing in practice, but it just comes about.
You looked more comfortable with those extensions than maybe you have in the past. One, would you agree with that assessment? And two, where does that come from? If that's the case, is that just a confidence thing, or where does that growth come from?
Yeah, I think all of it is confidence. Just building up reps and understanding, having a better feel of where guys are going to be at, and just trusting myself, trusting I'm going to make a good decision with the ball, and trusting my arm ability once I get out the pocket to be able to make throws. But be smart. Not overdo it and try and, force the ball into tight windows or, make bad decisions like going back across the middle, things like that. So, but I think all of it is just reps and growing that confidence and understanding you can make certain plays. And, you got to make a play here and there to understand, all right, I can test the water a little bit here and try and fit this ball in this window and make a mistake here and there and be able to learn from that too.
Whether it's a preseason game like Saturday or joint practice the next 2 weeks, what's the value in seeing a different defense in camp before live bolts fly week one?
Yeah, I think that's going to be very helpful because, like you said, we've been seeing our defense and they do a lot of different stuff, but, be able to see different looks, different guys out there, different disguises, as much as we can see before the season is just going to make us better because, there's so many looks that you don't get to see once you get into a season and, you try and do scout team and different things to, mimic those looks. But once you get in the game, sometimes it might be your first time. running this route versus coverage or versus look. So as many bank reps we can get before the season starts is going to help us.
How much are you looking forward to the opportunity just to have that sort of game experience and also to be playing away too and get that experience?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I think it's just different, practice versus a game, just the feeling, the atmosphere, and just trying to control all those nerves and things like that. So it's something that you can't really mimic in practice. You try to put yourself in the game, but that game feeling is, something that really you can't mimic in practice, I think. So I think it'll be good to be able to get out there.
Your predecessor played 2 decades in the league. By the end of his time here, he wasn't as big a fan of the preseason reps due to some of the vanilla stuff that you'd see from opposing defenses. Obviously, you're still young, but now as a valued asset, it must also be protected. How do you view the reps that you get in a preseason game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be very limited reps, but I mean that's the main thing is just trying to stay healthy through that part. Not taking any unnecessary shots, things like that. But at the same time, like you said, I mean, it is very vanilla with the defense you're seeing, but you're going against a new defense, you're going against different guys, so all those looks are valuable in just building what we're doing here.
Jordan, what do you like? I know the reps in 11 out of 11 have been limited through Josh Jacobs so far. What do you like best about what he brings to this offense?
I mean, when I hand the ball off to him, just watch him, the way he's able to get through the holes, find those holes, and his cutting ability in and out of the holes is it's crazy. It's fun to watch, and I'm excited to see him live because practice is hard to, defense is always saying that they're making these plays, things like that, but just his in and out, the way he's able to find those holes and cut in and out and make guys miss in the hole too. I think once we get some live bullets going and guys are trying to tackle him, I think he's going to be a hard player to tackle.
Jordan, what was it like having Tucker back out there today?
Yeah, it's good. I think it's been tough not having him out there and just trying to build on what we're doing, where we left off last year with him. But, I think getting him back in the mix and just getting a feel for how he runs the routes and it's a different guy. It's different speed. So just getting him back out there is going to be very beneficial.
I've got a non-football question for you. Talking to a couple of your tailbacks about these personalized handshakes.
Oh, yeah.
What's the process to coming up with a personalized handshake for each guy?
It's one of those things you get out there and we go to our running back individual, our tracks, and you kind of just got to make them up on the fly. If you don't have one with a guy, we'll say, all right, we'll make one later in the locker room, and just trying to come up with something that's cool, something that somebody else doesn't have, maybe a little bit unique. So it's definitely a process to it, and then once you make one, trying to remember it when you get out there and practice is the fun part. But it's fun, it's something that we do to just kind of get that energy going before that period and just have a little fun.
Now, why is it that the offensive line gets the hugs?
Oh, I mean, those are my guys. You got to give them hugs, you know what I mean? Something that, I don't even know how that started, but something that we like doing just to, get that love going.
Have Zach back as a full go today too. What did that mean for that offensive line group?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Zach is, I think, definitely solidified himself and the player he is on that right side. And, just having him back out there is going to be huge. And, keeping him healthy, I think, is a big part too. But, I mean, he's a dominant tackle in this league, and he's been locked down. So it's nice to have him back out there holding down the right side.
Jordan, for you individually, what would you consider a successful first preseason game?
I mean, going down and scoring quickly. I think that would be nice. Being able to put a drive together, not going 3 and out. Just having a successful drive and scoring a touchdown would be nice.